Alrighty, Miracle Fighters, welcome back to the channel. It's Pton, and today, as you can tell from the title, I'll be showing you guys some of the new stuff that I've picked up this past week. To me, it's actually quite a bit of stuff because this weekend is the release weekend for the new V-Clan collection, Volume 1 and Volume 2 in the English format. So, yeah, we've been waiting for this for quite some time, ever since it was announced in Japanese. And yes, I finally picked up most of the stuff that I need. I still have a few clans that I have not picked up yet, that I'll be playing but have not yet picked up. But here are the clan playsets that I've got for now. Right, so let's have a look at our first batch. So I bought them from two different sellers, so that's why they came in these two different storage boxes. Okay, but yeah. Alright, so very exciting. I didn't really buy the boxes, I bought clan playsets instead. But I'll just let you guys have a look at the box. Really cool looking. So with the new Seeker Thingsaver Dragon. Or rather not new, but a retrained version. So in V Premium, the new Giraffa, Raffia Root. Okay. And then we have the Tilipes, Bunny Tamer, Daikaiser, and the Seal Dragon Blockade. For Volume 2, here's some of the key units: Kronos Command, Risers, Mega Flare, and then Daihozan. And then we have over here Prominence Core, Revenger Raging Form Dragon, and Vera Licorice Musketeer. Side. Side. Yep. So Gold Paladin is, I think it's my only clan that I have not yet picked up because it was out of stock at a lot of card shops, and I think its price is pretty pricey compared to the other clans. I guess it's really hyped for it. So yeah, I will be picking it up soon, but I'm just gonna wait to see whether there are any cheaper prices in the market. But for now, yes, let me show you guys what I got. So these are the odd clans that Roxy and I have. So first have a look at the gift markers that the seller gave us. So the gift markers from this set are really cool. I recommend picking them up because they are actually double backed with unit artworks. So over here we have the XL2 Tetra Drive Dragon. Okay. Oops. Okay, and then the other side we have the XL1 with Tetra Drive Dragon. I've always been a big fan of the unit artworks as well as the double backed, so it's really nice to see them use both concepts and create this new type of gift markers that we have in this set. Okay, and I didn't get any false ones, but we did get, the seller gave me 3 protect ones. So all these 3 feature the Eva Armor General Giraffa, which I'm really glad to, and really surprised to see him returning back to V Premium. Okay, and then the other side is Protect 2. This artwork fits Protect 2 as well. Really cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be picking up more. I think Clan Collection Volume 3 and 4 will also have the reverse ones with the normal versions on the other side. I think some streams have already showed how it looks like, right? So yeah, I think those I'll also be picking them up. I mean, these gift markers are like very cheap, and some sellers even threw them in for free, so yeah, should be easy to get them. Alright, so what are the clans that we've got? It's basically all the clans that we play and feature on the channel. So this is Roxy's first one. This is the first one we got. It's Aqua Force for Roxy. So we have the Blue Wave Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon. Okay. So you guys can pause to read its effect. I think most people already know the effects by now, because I'm sure you guys keep up with the card reveals. There's a lot of hype around this set. Right. Okay, so Tetra Drive. It's a double Restanding Vanguard. Yes. And then, so this is a reprint, I think, of a rare Marine General White Waves Philogatos. So this foil pattern is the same as your VR foil pattern, I think. It's the same as the other collection, clan selection foil pattern. But there's something different that I will show you guys once we get there. But anyways, here's Filogatos. Works well with Tetra Drive to buff the Vanguard and itself. Then we get a reprint of Terrific Cold Dragon. Roxy has never owned this because we didn't buy the Savas playset, but now she finally has it. This is a really useful unit as well for Aquaforce. Okay, then this is a new unit. Blue Wave Marine General Kiteria. When it attacks a Vanguard, so +1, choose one unit, gets 5k. If it's on Vanguard Circle, third battle of that turn or more, draw a card. Very shiny, so many shiny cards. For Blue Wave Soldier Senior Barrages, so V Clan Collection reprinted the Grade 3 Searchers for all clans, which is very, very good because at one point, the Grade 3 Searchers got pretty expensive, especially for certain clans. This is another new unit, Blue Wave Dragon Propulsion Dragon. At the end of the battle, that this unit attacks the Grade 2 or greater Vanguard counter +1, can switch positions with one of the back row rear guards, and stand this unit, so it becomes an attacker and a booster in the same turn. Because all these cards are Blue Wave, they can also work well with values, so I think this is a worthy pickup if you like values and Tetra Drive. And of course, this set, one of the most important cards that come out of this set is the Hue Guardian, and this is Aquaforce 1's Escucho Bubble Dragon. So Hue Guardians, if you do not ride a Grade 3 or greater unit this fight, can perform one of the following. Choose one of your Vanguards, get +10k at the end of turn, so it has like a defensive trigger. Or you can choose one of your opponent's units and give it -2 critical. Good against high crit units. We've got Restrict, for example, Hamio, or like just Force 2 in general. And also they can give you a counterblast if you need, if you are ever damage denied. That's more relevant in premium, I feel. But yeah, that's the Aquaforce set that Roxy got. Okay, so that's Aquaforce. And what I want to show you guys is that there are actually two different types of foil patterns. So remember how I said that the Tetra Drive one was like the previous clan selection? Well, I also picked up the Tachikaze one, and I realized that the foil pattern is different for this one. I don't know how to describe this. It's more like a shimmering kind of a pattern as compared to the shards one, crystal shard pattern on the on some of the other clans. So I'm not sure which clan got which pattern, but from those that I bought, I think 2 of my clans got this newer pattern that we've not really seen in the English format. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, there's more diversity to foil patterns. It's not just all shard patterns anymore, which I guess is cool. But anyways, let's have a look at Tachikaze. This is what I picked up for myself. Tachikaze got pretty good support for this set, especially Spinal Driver, which you guys are looking at here. This guy really ups the game plan of Gaia Emperor and can work pretty well in premium as well. So Spinal Driver's skill is when he attacks from Vanguard Circle, roll a pawn, or is roll a pawn, counterblast 1 and retire 2 rear guards to get an imaginary gift exile. Then you can draw a card, call a card from your hand to rear guard, and then choose 2 of your units and they get 5k. It does so much. It not only gives you an extra gift for the turn, but it also draws you 2 cards if you choose exile 2, and then allows you to create 1 more attack and buff up your units. By retiring 2 rear guards, depending on what you retire, you can create even more combos and stuff out of it as well. Since, you know, Tachikaze, most of the cards get abilities when they are retired. And second effect is on Rearguard Circle. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, you can gauge this unit. So very similar concept to true Ancient Dragons in that they want you to drive check your triggers as well. So yeah, I guess this is just really solid support for the Gaia Emperor deck, for its own deck, for true Ancient Dragons and stuff like that. So yeah, I picked this up, and okay, let's put that one side. We have another new card is Ancient Dragon Dino Crowd. So they brought back the Ancient Dragon trio. So Dino Crowd is also another fantastic unit. On Vanguard and Rearguard Circle, when it attacks, Soul Blast 1, retire a rearguard, it gets plus 10,000 power, and on top of that 5,000 for each of its own equipped gauge. So at minimum, it's 19,000 attacker. It's a 19,000 attacker with ability to retire one of the rear guards to set off even more combos. It's similar to like a Mega Rex or a Spino Extort kind of card, but the good thing about it is that it doesn't use Counter Blast. So one problem Tachikaze players may face will be too many units using Counter Blast, right? Well, now you can set off combos without, even if you have only one or less Counter Blast, because this card uses your Soul Blast, and depending on your build, Soul can be used up quite a bit as well, but generally you don't use that much Soul, and in Tachikaze Counter Blasts are more scarce, so having Dunnercrawl will greatly help you in your game plan. And just like Spinal Driver, on Rearguard Circle, if you drive check a trigger, you can gauge shield. And then in last of the new cards for Tachikaze will be Ancient Dragon Iguanogorg. This guy finally came back, and he has a skill that resembles its previous skill, right, in that it can return itself back to the field when retired by a card's ability by paying a Counter Blast. But this time, if Iguanogorg has an equipped gauge, you don't have to Counter Blast. It's just a free retire, I guess, for your units without losing any rear guards from your field. The catch is that Iguanogorg now calls himself back as rest, so he doesn't help in your multi-attack strategy, but it still helps to make you not minus that much. And just like the other two Ancient Dragon cards, it gauges itself. And then for the reprints, we got Regiment Dragon Regiodon. Just now we saw this. Full Speed Dragon Blue Sprint. So these are rare reprints that finally got in their fall versions. You can now fall out your entire deck. We have Prison Bird, because Grade 3 Searcher. And of course, the Hue Guardian Tenacitops for Tachikaze. Looks fantastic. Okay, so that's for Tachikaze. I also picked up for myself Spike Brothers. If you guys do not know, I love Dudleys, especially Dudley Emperor, which was my very first main Spike Brothers unit, boss unit, apart from I guess Seyfried. But yep, Dudley Emperor and Ban and Dragon were both like created a lot of memories for me back in the past. So I'm really glad to see Dudley Emperor finally coming back to V Premium. Okay, so yep, you guys can pause to read the effect. It's a very long effect, but basically the Dudley deck in V Premium can make 5 attacks as early as turn 3 and 3 attacks as early as turn 2. And the attacks are not small as well. They're pretty high powered. The deck doesn't really gel well with Rising Nova, but I guess Dudleys can work pretty fine on their own. It's just that you don't get the force acceleration that Rising Nova provides. But yeah, this is Dudley Mason. He has returned to V Premium as well, along with Dudley Daisy. So I'll most likely be doing a deck profile for this deck sometime soon, so you guys can keep a lookout for that. And then we do get some reprints. Ambush Dexter, a double rare to a triple rare pattern, very good for falling out your decks. Adopts Perm Rona, still a very important piece in the Rising Nova deck, and you can sort of play in Dudley Emperor as well if you want to. Currently still experimenting with Dudley Emperor's ratios, right? And then more Acrobat Verdes, because why not? Grade 3 searchers are very important. And of course our Hue Guardian Precious Churgle Cameron. This is going straight into my premium deck, because it's grade 3, you can use for Strike Fodder, and it's just a Hue Guardian, which is good in general. So there we go for the Spike Brother cards. I don't know why I spoke so much in detail for the Ancient Dragons. I guess I was just really hyped for the Ancient Dragons to come back as well, because they were my main Tachikaze deck back then. Okay, and then I also got myself the Mega Colony set. So this one features the Giraffa Right Chain. So we have 4 Evo Armor General Giraffas. It's all messed up, I don't know why. 4 Elite Mutant Giraffa. So now the new Giraffa cards, what they do is that they focus more on paralyzing your opponent's rear guards, preventing them from standing, and also getting power off of your opponents having rested units, which is just typical Mega Colony stuff. But I'm glad they went back to the typical Mega Colony stuff instead of trying to, you know, create more gimmicks for the clan, like what cradle markers, like mailing and stuff. Out of everything, I still prefer the old gimmick of Mega Colony the most, which is this one. And I've played Giraffa, I think it's pretty cool, and it can be quite scary. But this is the Grade 1 Pupa Mutant Giraffa. The artwork looks so good on these Giraffa cards. Oh my goodness. Wow. But yeah, oh, okay, I should pause on the main Grade 3 for longer so you guys can read this effect. Basically, it allows you to make your opponent call 2 cards from the hand and paralyze them. It makes your opponent lose 2 cards during your battle phase, which is kind of insane. And for someone who loves hand control decks, I really like Giraffa's effect, even though it's really annoying to fight against. But yeah, Giraffa is also a double crit, Grade 3, which Mega Colony has never had. So really appreciate it. It gets power and crit, so it's pretty good. So we have a Hue Guardian. This card is so good. This card will help Mega Colony so much in helping us advance to the late game so that we're not being rushed down so early. Queen Argria. Definitely going into all Mega Colony decks. Since it's a Grade 3, Greydora can do something with it as well. We do have a reprint of Cleared Breeze for the Cradle deck. This can be played in any Mega Colony deck as well. It's just a nice filter, and in the right conditions you can even Cradle for free. Right. So there's a reprint. We get a reprint of Megalara Lancer, which makes sense because it works with Giraffa. And of course the Grade 3 Searcher Little Dorcas, which also works with Giraffa. Because they're all about your opponents not having any standing units. So yep, that's Giraffa. All these decks I will be doing gameplays and hopefully deck profiles for them. There are just so many decks to go through in this set. So many decks that I want to play that I don't know whether I have the time to do everything. But yeah, those are not all. Because I also picked up for myself Nubatama. You guys know I'm a big Nubatama fan. How can I not pick up Nubatama, right? So the thing is, the card shop that I went to, they ran out of Nubatama playsets. But the only one that they had left was an SP playset. It was a playset with 1 SP. And it was slightly more expensive, but I still picked it up anyways because the price difference isn't that much. Just like a couple of dollars. So I thought, why not? And I can even bling out my deck more. So I ended up having this SP Sword Saint of Invincibility Daihosen. Looks so good. Let me take it out of the sleeve for you guys so you guys can look at it clearer. Oh my goodness. So it's borderless. And look at the texture there. Daihosen's design is so cool. Nubatama has always had, you know, dragons as their main units. So it's the first time that we have an actual like human as our boss card. So I'm still experimenting with Daihosen. From how I play, it's not that strong offensively, but its ability to make the opponent lose cards from their hand every time they call a card from their hand can sort of make up for it as well. So, yep. And Nubatama, just like Tachikaze, has the different falling pattern. But yeah, Daihosen focuses on bouncing opponent's rear guards back to hand and then making them call again. And every time they call, they have to discard cards from the hand. So we get 4 Daihosens. Let's see. We also have 4 Hosens, the Grade 2 version, the younger version of him. Looks really good. I can pause to read his effect. Then we have the Grade 1 Hosen, which searches for the Grade 2 or D3. It's just a good Grade 1 overall for the deck. This is so cool. Okay, we get a promo reprint. Or I'm not sure whether it's a promo reprint or a Japanese promo finally coming into English. But this is Stealth Rogue of Invasions Rui. Nice art and pretty interesting skill. Takes a while to understand, but once you get it, it's pretty interesting. And this is a reprint of a promo also, I think. Stealth Dragon Anthem Brand. I guess it makes sense because it works well with the deck. course, Katari Gitsune, Grade 3 Searcher, and Shura Stealth Dragon Romeo Congo. Because I'm playing Nubatama in Premium as well, this is also very important. And having the Hue Guardian really helps some of our late game Nubatama decks last longer and be able to reach its win condition. So definitely a must pick up for Nubatama. And our last playset that we've got is the Murakumo playset. So this is for Roxy, and the main unit will be the Stealth Fiend Chief Nura Hyoga. So this introduces a new playstyle from Murakumo, which is super calling from your drive check. Super calling Stealth Fiends from the drive check. I think Murakumo don't really have that many support for Stealth Fiends, so currently the deck is a bit like, I guess you just play the general good cards for the clan. There are also Stealth Fiends, but I think the deck might want more support in the future. But for now, I guess the deck is pretty fun to play, and I wouldn't say it's that bad. It can win games because of its pure offensive pressure, right? It's stronger offensively, but not that strong defensively, though Shirayuki sort of makes up for it. So yeah, Nura Hyoga basically superior calls, and then get drives, and then can superior call your Stealth Fiends that you get from your drive checks. The interesting part about the deck is that your drive checks don't go into your hand, they all get milled into the drop zone. So you cannot really increase your hand size. So what Roxy is currently trying out is 8 draw deck. So that's similar to the concept of Vanguard 0, in which your drive checks don't go into your hand, so you play draws to make up for it. But anyways, here are the new cards that we got from this set. We have Stealth Fiend, Fright Sickle. So all these cards, I would say they work very well with Yasurie. They're more for Nura Hyoga. It's kind of unfortunate, but I guess depending on what Clan Collection Volume 3 and 4 brings us, maybe these cards can become much better. But for now, they're actually pretty good in the Nura Hyoga deck already. Okay, so this is a reprint of Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki. Doesn't hurt to have more Shirayukis. It's a really beautiful looking card. And then this is a rare reprint into a triple rare because it's just so good. One-Eyed Noodle. I would say it's staple in a lot of Murakumo decks. And of course the Grade 3 Search Ataka, and our Hue Guardian Kumadori Dope. Wow. I really like his art style, though Roxy is not a fan of it, but looks pretty good. Razzle Dazzle Circular. Okay, so that pretty much rounds up all the Clan Collection sets that we've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Roxy got Murakumo, Aquaforce. I got Nubatama, Mega Colony, Spike Brothers, and Tachikaze. Okay, apart from those, what I also got over the weekend was one copy of the Dragon Empire Overtrigger for D Standard and for Premium, Dragon DT King of Resurgence, Struck Veda. So BTO1 recently got reprinted, and my local card shops recently got their stock, so I was able to get this for much lower price than before the reprint. There was a point in time where BTO1 was like all sold out everywhere, and the only drop Vedas selling were all SPs 1 that are a bit too pricey for me. So I was glad that BTO1 was reprinted so I could pick this guy up for an affordable price. But yeah, Drug Veda is very important to me because I do play quite a number of Dragon Empire decks, and Roxy will also be picking up Buff Sagra soon once it comes to English, so this card can be useful for both of us as well. Okay, so yeah, that's Drug Veda. And what else did I get? Well, I also got myself an entire brand new deck. Yes, so BTO3 is already out in Japanese, and I've got myself the Gravidia Meteor deck. Look at this. So this is not my first Japanese D standard deck, but it's probably my strongest Japanese standard deck for now. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck, just testing it out with Roxy, and I think the deck spin rate is pretty high as well. Okay, so most likely I'll also be doing a deck profile for this, so you guys can see, so you guys will know my thought process when it came to building this deck. You guys can see how you can build this deck, because BTO3 is coming out very soon in English as well, next month. But I've got the deck in Japanese already, just so I can join some Japanese tournaments if there are any. And also got it for a rather affordable price, so not complaining. To go along with the deck, I picked up this sleeve. This is a beautiful looking grey on sleeve from the G era. I think it really fits Gravidia, because both of them have this very Delita-esque looking art style. So yeah, I picked up an entire deck this past weekend. Apart from cuts, Roxy, I also saw these in one of our local bookstores. It is a Vanguard Turnabout English edition manga that gives us a free Prominence Glare of the Azure Flames. I have not opened it up yet because I want to keep it sealed for now, but yep, I was really excited when I heard that this was coming to our local bookshops. So Roxy went down to the bookstore and got this for me as a late birthday present. So really thankful to Roxy for this. Really happy to own it as well. Prominence Glare of the Azure Flames, look at that. And it's a full art one, it's the borderless one. And that's the back. Can't wait to open this up and read it. Check out these upcoming releases. We just talked about the cards. So, yep. Beautiful looking book. Beautiful looking manga there. And speaking of birthday presents, Max also got me this. So this is a blackout sleeve, which looks amazing. The blackout sleeves, there are two. There's a white and the black one. So this is the black one. And he also bought me a standard size clear matte Dragon Shield box of 100 sleeves to go along with the blackout sleeves. So thank you very much to Max. I'm currently running out of sleeves myself because of so many decks to build. So yeah, this is very much appreciated as well. And so yeah, that basically rounds up this video. It's just me talking about my clan collection pickups for this weekend. Mine and Roxy's, as well as some of the presents that I've got, and this entirely new deck, which I'll be showcasing match videos of it hopefully soon. There's a lot of videos. There are a lot of match videos that are upcoming, especially for the V Premium format, now that the V Clan collection is out. So yeah, you guys can hope to see these decks in action, as well as my deck profiles for these decks. Apart from those things that I showed earlier, I also got myself one of these Token Rambu deck box, I guess. This one features Hachisuka Kotetsu. So I got it because it was on sale. It was pretty cheap, on some clearance sale or something. And yeah, it's always good to have extra deck boxes for my new decks that I'll be building. Speaking of collab stuff, I also got myself an entire set of the first Monster Strike collab Overdress cards. So a lot of them are in my current Monster Strike decks, but here are just some of the high rarity cards that I have in my binder here. So this is an MSR Lucifer Overtrigger. Looks beautiful. Right, and I also have Moses, as well as this is the Draw Trigger. These two are from the trial decks, if I'm not wrong, according to the seller. And here are from the booster sets. Here the Monster Strike rares from the booster set. So a lot of high rarity stuff. And he was selling it for cheap, so I got a lot of stuff, a lot of Monster Strike cards from him. Yeah, but those are basically the Monster Strike rares, and then everything else are just the double rare, the foil cards plus rares and commons. So I have like playsets of them. Inside one there's like two, so the empty spaces are cards that I've included in my decks, right? The Monster Strike decks that you guys see featured on my channel. So yeah, a lot of Monster Strike cards in here. So those two are also something that I picked up to add to my Vanguard collection. But for now, yep, that's basically it. Quite a wide spread of cards here, as you can see, quite a wide spread of products as well. For now, I'm just going to clean up the mess, sleeve up my cards, and get to play testing these decks. with that said, bye guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.